when we're in the work, we're pushing you off the cliff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Like it's now the
Absolutely.
time. The time is now.
Yes. You want to push yourself. You want to pull other people in. And so we are there to help you get that push because sometimes, a lot of times, it's so hard to do that alone. It's so hard to sit down and do the thing. And so what we're offering is a container for you to do that, a space that will exist for you to get it done and have people hold you accountable there.
I already love today's episode because not only are we podcast hosts, but we're also badass business bitches.
Bitches.
I genuinely love my life and I love my business and I love what I do. It
Yeah.
is brings me so much joy and abundance, thankfully, so I can keep doing it. And also, that is kind of what we wanted to talk about on the podcast today is just business building in general and some lies, deep lies that we've been told
That we tell ourselves.
that we tell ourselves.
It's both the, I guess, marketing of the world and also how we see ourselves, especially as business owners, because we are the business. It's like there's not a huge level of separation.
Yeah, and in true interested in chaos form, we're just gonna tear it apart. All right. Well, line number one. I just need a better strategy.
Mm,
Yeah. It's not it's not a strategy problem. It's a awareness, clarity, and commitment problem.
yeah, it goes back to you. It's a you
Mhm.
problem. You're not, and I think a lot of, or at least the space that we're in, people use this word aligned. And sometimes that can still be like the concept is not even enough to understand. Like when you say that, what does that mean? What is that supposed to look and feel like when I am aligned? And it's about knowing your values, what you believe in, what you want to put out into the world, right? What's you at the core, and does your business agree with that? Do your actions agree with that? Are
Right.
they in alignment? There we go. In alignment with what you say and what you do, right? What you're thinking core wise, like value wise.
And where you want to go, where are you headed? What's the whole point in the
Right.
first place? Are you a strategy hopper? Like, do you jump from one thing to the other?
I feel like I do and I don't. I strategy hop until I find the strategy that I like and that works for me, and then I forget about everything else because that's ultimately what I'm always looking for is again that thing that is in alignment with me, my business, the direction that I want to be going. So there's a thousand different strategies. They're all going to get you the same end result. It's just a matter of, what is it that you can actually do? How much time do you have? Do you care about that thing?
And everyone's is gonna look different. And this is the thing. It's like the one strategy doesn't exist. You exist and how you best perform in the world exists. And the more clear you can get on who that is and know who you are and how you implement, the better and more specific and accurate and aligned your strategy will be. My business name is purposefully align. Like I've got align in the title.
Me too, actually, now that
It's
you say that.
but mine is align as a verb, not aligned, past tense, align as an action. Like we're constantly doing to get to the place that we want,
Yeah,
right?
that's actually interesting you say that. I had a conversation with myself about the difference between those two words, and I chose aligned because I it is in the current form, in the present tense. It's not something that is past or future. It is right now, right?
Okay. Yeah.
In this
I
moment.
accept that. I accept that.
No, I literally had this debate with myself a couple of days ago because I use real AF, so real aligned free, and I was like, is that it, or is it this? And I was like, no,
Mm,
okay, it is right now. I'm a very like realistic into the to this very moment because that's all that we've got.
right. Okay. I accept that. Moving on. Well, first, let's offer something to do. Don't have a trillion things on your to-do list. I mean, your to-do list is going to be a trillion things, actually. So I take that back. That's fine. Have the list, but pick one thing that you can actually put your, what do we call it? Value into? Speaking of values,
Well, I
the
mean,
priority, like the priority
yeah,
thing, right?
sure. If you value your time, then like what are you putting your time into? Do you
Mhm.
value your effort? But what are you putting your effort into? I had this actual conversation as well with a client yesterday about picking one thing, doing one thing, seeing the results of that
Mhm.
particular thing. Because if I'm a scientist all the time in this scientific method, you only change one variable. Because if there's too many, then you don't know where the results are coming from. What's not working, what is actually moving you forward. You've already gone too far. So pick one thing.
One. Yeah, it's called value tagging. And then you can pick the next thing later, you know, put like an order of priority of what is going to move your business the most too. And in that moment, you know.
Yeah.
And this is where it is helpful to work, I think, with a business coach. Like we're both business coaches. We do this. This is what we do for a living. Have somebody help guide you and ask the right questions into what is the
The
most
mo-
important and what return on investment that will give you, especially if it's a time investment.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. And when you go to layer on new things, it's after that first one that you picked feels solid and grounded. You don't move on to the next thing unless that now has become essentially embedded in you.
Yeah, like part of the strategy, not part of, but it's just the thing.
Just is,
It
right?
just
It
is.
just is a thing that runs, you know?
It's you. It's part of you. When you wake up in the middle of the night thinking of things and you have to get up and write them down. That's me. Otherwise, it's gone.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So that's also part of my strategy. I just carry something around that I can sometimes, well, let's be honest, it's you sometimes. Like, Amari, write this down.
Yeah. I always have a notebook and a pen on me at all times, whether it's like a pocket one or just notes on my app. I have 636 notes on my app. And I will say, I actually look at them.
Yeah.
Like that is a tool that I use that works for me. And it
For
gives me
you.
great
Yeah.
ideas. Absolutely. Right. And that's the point
That's
for
the point.
me.
Yeah.
That is what works. That is the thing that I one consistently go back to. Like, is this helping me or is this hindering me? Is
Hmm.
this actually moving me forward or is this something that just feels like a space holder or like a time hoarder even?
Yeah. I voice note myself on WhatsApp.
Hmm.
That works for me
I love that.
because then I can like open WhatsApp on my computer and listen to them from here and transcribe them and et cetera, et cetera.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
that's part of mine. Anyhow, that's line number one, that you just need a better strategy. You need to know your strategy
Yes. And know yourself.
and
Super,
know
super.
yourself because you are your strategy. That's fair to say.
I think so.
Right. My number two is that your offer isn't good enough yet. What do you think about that one?
This one is in perception, how we
Perfect.
think other people, it's like,
I was going to say perfectionism.
well, it's part of perfectionism is in the perception. Like you're not even willing to put something out there unless it's perfect. But on the other side of that, when you do offer something, people don't even know what the intention was in the first place. So who's perfect for who?
Perfect compared to what?
Right.
Yeah. And when you don't put your shit out there for people to either give you feedback, and maybe it is just a fail. Maybe it is just a fail at the thing. Maybe it's to get zero sales. Fine. But
Right.
you're getting some feedback at least, right?
Absolutely. And in real time rather than the cycle that you do in your mind of this is how
Which
things
is
are going
just
to
a
work out. You
vacuum,
have no fucking idea.
right? If you don't send it out, you're just in your own vacuum, or you're like your own echo chamber of what's reality is, and it has zero resonance with the market.
Absolutely. You just get
So,
stuck in the feedback loop of overthinking it,
yeah.
refining, and it's just like you never get out of it, right? At what point, I think this maybe is something to think about if you're stuck in that place. At what point is it enough? Is it good enough? What does success actually look like at the end? Because if you've gotten there and you haven't put the thing out, then what is the gap? Where are you stalled? Because maybe it's not a fundamental or foundational thing. It's a mentality thing.
Sure. And maybe the framework is there and the framework is great, but how are you describing it? How are you actually selling it, marketing it to people in an effective way to get them to understand that this is the thing that's going to bridge their problem with your solution
Yeah. And that's why launching it is so important because that's you get the feedback from the people, you know?
via your messaging? Yeah.
Right, absolutely. Like if no one's selling, you've got a clear understanding that there's a part here that you need to change. Pick one thing, figure it out, right? Continue to get the feedback. That's where you're going to get the most important or the most potent information is from other people, right? We've talked about this in the I think it was Just Stating Your Genius, where it's like once that idea, is birthed, you then have to give it to the world for them to then help you move the thing along.
Yeah. You're right. Because if it's just an idea and hasn't even been put into action yet, then you're not even aware of how effective it can be or what shifts need to be made in your offer as a whole. Right. So figure out what the problem is you're trying to solve. Describe how you solve the problem and how you essentially are the bridge from problem to solution. Easy. It doesn't need to be overcomplicated.
Not at all. I think, potentially the complicated part for people is finding out the problem. It's actually gaining enough understanding of their people to know what that is and how to use their words
Mm.
to shape that.
Yeah, absolutely. And that also brings up another, I think, faux pas. You can't speak to everybody because if you speak to everybody, you speak to no one.
Yeah,
Like figure out what problem your people are having, right?
absolutely.
If you don't know who you're even speaking, because there's problems everywhere. I
Absolutely.
mean, maybe let's back up even further. Ugh, we're going to give away all our secrets. Good. Take them, build
Yeah,
your businesses.
please.
Yeah. What problems are your people having? What problem are you good at solving? Needs to be the first thing. It can't just be any problem. You got to be good at solving it. Your solution has to be the answer. Obviously, we talked about that, but I didn't make it that specific. Like, what problem are you good at solving first? Find your zone of genius.
Yes.
We're
Yeah,
assuming that you already have that if you're wanting to launch your own business, you know?
sure. People have modalities and things that they utilize and practice, but again, don't actually know how that fits into the problem that people are having. They're attaching the actions that they do with the problems that people have. And it's like, those aren't the same thing. You need to be very clear and understanding on, let's say, just for example, right? You're a Reiki practitioner. Why are people coming to you for Reiki? It's not because you solve the problem of like energy workers are needed. No, they're coming to you for a reason. What is that reason?
Yeah. And it's going to be unique to you and not every other Reiki professional in the area.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, be the bridge. Figure out what that is in your unique architecture. Lie number 3. I suck at sales. You suck at sales. You suck. You just suck. It's not a sales problem. It's a confidence problem. It's a energetic reframing problem. I think a lot of times we think of sales, we think of it as like a push onto somebody to make a decision. Personally, when I am in discovery calls or conversations, it's more of an invitation. And it's more of an offering of what I do and how I do serve instead of purchase this thing.
Absolutely.
And
The
it's
keyword
always high value.
serve, it comes from service. If
Mhm.
you can see it as a value to the other person, then that is the place, like, it's a truly heart centered place to come from. If you want to differentiate yourself from this idea of what you've been told sales is or what you've seen that sales is, that's one way of selling. There is a completely other different way if you so choose. Either one has the potential to get you results. It's just
Mhm.
a matter of what's going to, again, back with the line, like what is in the alignment with you. Because if you consider sales to be a problem, then you've got a belief in your head about the way that sales is. So either you need to dismantle that belief or you need to attack it in a totally different way.
I think in this particular area too, where we're entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, we in some ways are our businesses. Sales then becomes attached to our identity
And our value and our
and our value, our own personal worth. And it's like that part needs to be detached from the conversation altogether. You're selling your offering, not your worth.
yes, yes.
And seeing those two things as separate entities is going to be really helpful and also is a mindset
Yeah.
shift.
Well, I think about it in this way too, with just this idea that it's stemming from essentially wanting people to like us, wanting to be invited in the group, all of these things. Like, think about that in a real fundamental way. Does every person that you know like you? Do you want every person that you know to like you? like challenge that a little bit if that is a yes to you, because not everyone should be for you. Not everyone needs to be in your energy field. And just to gain the wisdom that you have, like there are other people that will vibe with them better, that are going to get better results from them. And you'll both feel better about that relationship because you don't have to have a relationship with everyone, essentially. Like that's
Right.
exhausting.
That's exhausting. That's exhausting. I personally only work with people that are all in, that are fully ready to do the work. So all of my clients are hell yes clients anyhow.
Right.
The moment it feels like, I'm like, okay, not right now. Like I will stop the sale because I don't want people to come into my container that aren't ready or willing to do the work. Yeah. It's just a waste of time and money for both people.
Yeah. And that just to me goes back to knowing so well who it is that you're talking to and the problems that they have, because the problems that the folks that are coming to you have isn't a lack of desire or motivation, right? There's other things that are there. And so like your messaging speaks to that. How you talk to them speaks to that. You have to really know the stage that they're in, the stage that you're willing to help them in as well.
Right. Or help them understand the stage that they're in so they can get the right medicine or whatever it is that's needed for that moment of their business growth and their business strategy. I also, just circling back to high value offers too. Often will spend close to an hour sometimes with people, especially if I connect with them and maybe they aren't ready to hire a coach or whatever. They're walking away with months worth of work anyway. Months worth.
Absolutely. I've had 2-hour calls. My goal is always to serve these folks,
Over
whether they
deliver.
decide to work with me or not, that's not my place to even decide or really, and I'm using this loosely, care about. Like I'm there to give them something that they can walk away with, whether it's signing with me or doing this or taking a different direction or seeing somebody that's going to be better equipped for that.
Yeah, that
There's
part.
always something
There's
next.
always something next too, because genuinely want to see people succeed. Genuinely. Like let's all succeed.
Yeah. Well, and that's the part that takes out that like ick factor of it feeling like sales
Right. Right. Because it's not necessarily sales, it's servitude.
servitude.
Yeah. I love that. Okay. Final lie in the entrepreneurial world is I have to do it all by myself.
This one's so hard.
While sometimes it feels like you're doing it all by yourself. Just not true.
Yeah.
This is bottlenecking. This is a founder identity problem. I like that term, chief everything officer instead of like CEO. This happens when somebody starts a business off by themselves, let's say, and then over time the business grows, you get employees, you start to have different like levels of organization, et cetera, et cetera. I think one of the major things that happens in smaller companies like this, and especially where people become the chief everything officer, is that they fail to create that foundation right off the start. And they kind of come in after the fact to create the operating procedures, the manuals, that this is how you do this. And these are the standards that I have.
Absolutely. Right. Like because we are the CEOs, we're the owners of this thing. We are the ones that establish the values, the mission, the culture in and of itself. And if that's not well established, then one, people at the bottom they're either not going to create it or it's going to be in the vision that's not yours. Right. And
Yeah.
so,
If it's not established, it's not going to be executed.
no.
Right. And it feels a very cart before horse type of organization then.
Right.
One of the things I always offer my clients to when they come in and they're building their businesses is like, write this shit down. If there's a certain way that you want it done, write it down today, knowing that in 4 years, you're going to have an employee that's going to read your whole manual about
Yeah.
how to run your business.
Right.
That's how you stop bottlenecking. You can't be the one to make every single decision if you want to be scalable. You need to
Absolutely.
teach other people how to make the decisions that you would make.
Exactly. Yes. You have to have the foundation that they can, and the systems and the values that they can look back on to have that checkpoint of like, is this in agreement with what is outlined here? Right. That's how they're going to make their decisions based off of what you've already established for them. They don't have to think about it. You don't have to think about
You
it.
don't have, because
It's
you
one and
exude
done.
it.
Right.
You are it,
Right.
right? It's in your mission, it's in your policies, it's in all of the places. And I think it's one thing that people really glaze over at the beginning because it feels like it's too much, right? So again, having a guide, someone that's experienced in it, helping you track all of this stuff, understand what's important and why is a game changer.
Yeah, absolutely. That is probably one of those things that you get to a place in business where you're like, okay, I have reached myself to this place. Now I need to look outside of myself a little bit to get things moving a little bit more. Start another race, another process. Some of that might be hiring people, some of that might be getting a business coach and having somebody who's going to hold you accountable and move you along in the path and the direction that's going to help you create those systems and find what your values are so that all of those things are in place while you're doing it in real time. It's a system for you and it's a system for your future you.
It reminds me of the 3Ds or 4Ds or something like that. Do, delegate, delete. There might be another one,
3.
right?
Yeah.
Do the things that you need to do, that you know. Delegate the things you can. And it doesn't mean it has to be to another employee either. You know, if you don't have employees, like I don't have an employee.
No, but
And
that's what
also,
AI is for. That's what technology is useful for.
exactly.
This is
I
not,
delegate things to
absolutely.
automation. I delegate things to AI.
Yeah.
I delegate things to just processes that I've put in place that feel automatic, even though it's me initiating them.
Or those places that feel like they're in your zone of genius, but you know are important for your business, right? And so those kinds of things you can personally focus on the things that move the needle that you are good at and bring outside help for all of these other things. Yes, they're still important. No one's saying don't pay attention to them. What we're saying is do your zone of genius and allow help in whatever way, right? Whether it's AI or other people to then bring in all of the other things that you need.
Yeah. I remember like years ago before AI was as big as it is now, I did an energy exchange. Like as a coach, I coached this woman who was a copywriter and she wrote email like an email series for me in exchange. And so it was a perfect little combination of my business was starting and I didn't have money to invest in that at that time. Now, you know, I can invest in those types of things. I invest in PR, for example.
Yes.
But at
Well,
that time, like
I
having the
want to
exchange
reflect too that you weren't investing money, but you were investing your time. Your time
time,
was still very, very valuable. And so that
time is
exchange
money.
of your copywriter for your coaching feels even, right?
Yeah,
The valuable exchange that's happening here. So
absolutely.
now you're at a place where you can exchange money for services, but if you're starting off, absolutely, right? Like there's nothing like being in this communal servitude, right?
And this isn't just like, I know we're coaches, so we're talking about building coaching businesses, but this could be anything.
I mean, you were just talking about a copywriter.
You're, right. You're a jeweler or a silversmith. What are they called?
Depends on what you do. Yeah, silversmith.
An artist. I'm
Sure.
going to go artist in general, a creator. You can exchange your goods and services for things that you require. Maybe you want somebody to build you a website. Here's X offering. Here's a massage package. Here's a Reiki package. Here's whatever it is that your service is in exchange for. Like, don't be afraid to go out and ask those challenging questions. If you don't ask, the answer is no.
Always going to be no. This reminds me of, and I'm sure, or maybe it's not as prevalent as I think it is, but if you've ever gotten DMs where people are like, hey, for in exchange for a testimonial, here is my product. I see it all the time because I go into casting calls and they have these things that are available. Like people will pay you to essentially get a testimonial. They'll give you the product, but it doesn't have to be in that payment sense. Like you can give them an article if you're an apparel person, right? An article of
Yeah.
clothing. Hey, can you wear this around? See how you like it. Write me a testimonial if you want. Like that's one example of a way that's a marketing tool, right? It doesn't have to be that, but that's essentially the possibilities.
Yeah, it's fun. All right. So is this when we tell everybody that we're launching a business program?
Surprise!
You started your business for freedom, but somewhere along the way, it turned into chaos. You're trying to fit your unique vision into someone else's blueprint, and it's leaving you feeling overwhelmed and second-guessing your every move. That's exactly why we created From Chaos to Clarity, your 12-week live business intensive. We give you the courage to claim your voice, the clarity to build your unique framework, and the conviction to lead your business your way. You'll get live power hours to hone your strategy and weekly accountability sprints to make sure the work actually gets done. Stop following, start building. You don't need to do it all alone. clarity is closer than you think.
Yeah, I think that I wouldn't say a lot of people, but I would assume that a lot of people that are listening are like us, and they are potentially in the throes of their business. And we've been doing this for a very long time. We've been seeing folks through the years in the hordes of the hundreds moving from their idea and their chaotic mind into something tangible, into something that they can actually stand on foundationally. So again, when they get stuck in those places, they know what to come back to because it's been worked through and through. They feel so incredibly convicted and solid in their doing. And that is what we are in the midst of right now, what we're in the midst of creating.
This is what we've created.
Yeah. Well, it's both. It's we've created and are
It's called From Chaos to Clarity. It is a 12-week business intensive that is based on not only accountability, which is to me, it's the most important part.
so key. Yeah.
We might as well, I could just end it there and say it's based on accountability.
It's based on live implementation.
Live implementation, real time, real results, accountability. It's like having two besties cheering you on in the background, telling you what to do in some cases, giving you feedback.
Yeah, right. Giving you a reflective mirror so that you can see what you are building in real time as well and make those conscious decisions of, yes, this is what I want it to look like, or no, right? And then you pivot, and then we help you pivot.
But it's got to be decisions. We've got to be taking the action because deliberation is just delay, right? You could sit in your unknowing for years if you let yourself, years. And that would be a full year that had gone by that you could have failed 100 times over and gotten this far.
Yeah, received the feedback, gotten the results. Again, knowing where to change. There's steps and there's sections, but if you stay stuck in one, it gets you nowhere.
Yeah, I'm pumped about this. I'm so excited. It's my favorite thing to do. I mean, obviously, the reason why we've created a program out of it is because, again, we both do this so often, and this is what it looks like to scale. We can only see so many one-to-one clients. So you want to talk about how to build businesses? It's like this is what you do. This is what we're doing. And it just feels expansive.
That was the word that truly came to my head. Absolutely. Not just for us, but for everyone else. Like this is a growth accelerator to the max, truly, because of the fact that it's such action oriented. There's, of course, like we are who we are, and also we are go-getters. We're doers through and through.
We are go-getters. One thing that I love about you and I is that we are very honest, blunt even, and I think we've seen enough business models come through via the work that you and I have done to know. Like, absolutely. I can tell right away when something's going to work or not.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And it just is an interesting feedback mechanism to be a part of, or at least to debate over, because I'm not always right either. And also, tell me why you think this is going to work so hard. And in that, you get such a confidence and an innate understanding and passion for what it is that you do. The point here is to push. Speaking of sales, we want to pull, we want to invite. When we're in the work, we're pushing you off the cliff. Yeah, exactly. Like it's now the time. The time is now.
Yes. You want to push yourself. You want to pull other people in. And so we are there to help you get that push because a lot of times, it's so hard to do that alone. It's so hard to sit down and do the thing. And so what we're offering is a container for you to do that, a space that will exist for you, get it done and have people hold you accountable there.
Yeah. And no modules. That's the best part. There's no modules. No modules to binge and forget. These are all live calls in person happening. That's my favorite part because it's actual work.
Yeah. Doing the work in real time and no excuses. It's not either you do or you don't.
Yeah. Did you get my song reference?
I don't know. Which one?
Ramble On, Led Zeppelin?
No.
I'll put it at the end of the podcast.
I was like, you should have brought it in at the time. I would have
the time is now. Sing my song. That one. Now do you know?
Yes, but I gotcha.
Okay, well, no one said I can carry a tune. No one said that.
We'll put it at the end for the folks to savor.
I love it.
Join us. Join us. We'll have the links.
Yeah, we're gonna link links everywhere. Fucking they're
Links
everywhere.
everywhere.
Links everywhere. Links are gonna be flying around.
Okay.
And yeah, we start November 18th, which is like right soon. So
I know.
speaking of making a decision, make a decision.
Yeah, make a decision. Right. If any part of it calls to you, make the decision. Whether it's a yes or a no, decide.
Decide.
Just decide.
Move on.
So
Move
that
in?
you can move on.
Move in or move on?
Sometimes I grow so tired.